Hey there, folks. How are you? It's Tory Favro here, horror author and your reviewer. Hope everyone's well. Today we're going to be reviewing the Swedish horror movie Let the Right One In. This was a fantastic movie. It was quiet, like a quiet horror vampire movie. The basic premise of the story, it's based on the book. Now, I am so very sorry. I am probably going to butcher the authors. It's based on the book, which I haven't read yet. I'm still going to read it. I do own it, by John, and is it Avide Lindquist? I hope that's right, and I'm very sorry if I got it wrong. Feel free to correct me with phonetic spelling in the comments, and I can get it right for when I read the book. Basically, there's a little boy called Oskar. He is an absolute outsider. He is bullied freaking terribly at school, horrifically at school. The level of cruelty that he is experiencing just made my heart sink into despair for this poor little kid. He lives in an apartment block. It looks like it's a low socioeconomic area, though the movie I think is made to look like it's older than what it is. Got no idea. I loved this. So Oskar, feeling sorry for himself, is pleasantly surprised when a group of people move in next door to him. But one of them, the little girl, well, she has a little secret. She's a vampire. She comes outside to the playground. Oskar goes out there at night time, just sits in the snow and don't know, just stays outside. And she's out there and she says, first thing she says is, we can't be friends. So straight away, you know they're going to end up becoming friends. Now, I read her name as Eli. However, I know that is not how it was said in the movie. It's spelled E-L-I, and it comes out something like Yui, sort of like that. But I'm going to say Eli just for the purposes of me talking about this. Eli, she lives with a older man who at first you think is her father. They do all the normal vampire things, like all the windows get, I look that way because literally the windows for me are over there. The windows all get boarded up. You know, there's no activity during the day. And the man who lives with her is trying to basically get her blood. I won't go into detail about that because that would be a bit of a spoiler, but he's not her parent or anything like that. He's like a carer or a fanatic that follows her, and things happen where he is no longer able to perform that service. And as Oskar and Eli's relationship blossoms, remember they're just little kids. Well, it's actually interesting because Eli asks Oskar, I think the first time around, how old are you? And he says, I'm 12. And she essentially answers, I'm roughly 12 too. And he's like, don't you know how old you are? And she goes, well, I'm sort of 12. And of course, she's got the same body and like height and frame and all the rest that Oskar has. And later on in the movie, you discover when she says, I've been 12 for a very, very, very long time. So the story is sad. It's poignant. There are fun moments where your heart raises. It's bleak. It's very bleak. One thing I don't do well with, and I think that's why it works so well, I don't deal with extreme cold very well. In fact, I've only been to the snow once ever when I was in America. When I was in South Dakota and Sioux Falls, there was snowfall. And it wasn't even that deep or bad, but it was just so cold. And to see how much snow there is in this movie and just how cold they are all the time added to the dread, because nighttime, snow, freezing cold, a hungry vampire who desperately just wants to be a friend to this little boy who desperately needs a friend because the bullying and injuries he sustains at the hands of his pursuers is heartbreaking. The whole thing just made me feel very, very sad, but filled with hope for Oskar that his new friend wouldn't ultimately consume him. There is a beautiful twist at the end of this book. There is a horrible scene involving a swimming pool. I can't suggest highly enough that you give this a shot, please do. Please don't be put off by the fact there is, let's double check here, there is no English dub. There are only subtitles. You're watching this because you want to know what I think about things, and I'm talking about books and media that you consume. So I'm guessing that my audience here has no problems with subtitles. This is one movie well worth watching. And this is a secondhand copy of it. I got it for $1. I'm very lucky. Please get this. Let the right one in. Utterly brilliant. And I can't wait to bring more things to your attention in the very near future. I'll see you on the next video, guys. Please subscribe. Take care. Bye.